We are live now. We are live now. Sorry. The internet was interneting, but I hope you can catch us now. We are live now. Okay, so this is we have 30 minutes to be done. As soon as 30 minutes, so yeah, we have 30 minutes. We have 30 minutes. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so who's here? Who's understanding? Where did you stop? So that I'll know where, because I was just here, I was just reading the chat saying I can't hear anything again. That was what I saw, but I don't know where you stopped hearing me from. So if you could tell me so that I could easily just, pick up from there. Okay, so if you can hear me, just tell me where, you stopped hearing me so that I can pick up from there. Okay? Please tell me where you stopped hearing me, then I pick up from there. All right, so I finished talking about the engines of, your story, the engines of your story, right? Sorry about that. Like I said, the internet kicked us out, but we are back, okay? So you can jump in as we wrap up in the next 30 minutes, okay? All right, so describe your world in three words. Okay, so I was saying, I talked about the engines of your film, and then we went into, before you even begin to write your script, you should understand the when, where, and how of your film, or the feeling of your film. So when is what the time period, like the past, the present, the future, or timeless kind of film, right? So of course, past films are like epic films, historic films, documentaries, and so on. Present films are like modern day films, where futuristic films are usually sci-fi films, zombie films, all those social impact films that have to do with like projections of the weather, the climate, all those stuffs. Yeah, futuristic films are like that. And then timeless films, for example, are films like Doctor Strange, for example, where they were going between times and space, right? Those are like timeless films. So we need to see more of those types of films actually for Africa. Yeah, we need to see more of those types. So it is your duty now to decide what type of film do you want to tell. Do you want to tell a film in the past or present or future, or a timeless type of film? It is your choice, right, to decide how you want to tell your films. And then the where is basically the location, the environment, and the scale. So where is your film set? Where is the location of your film? Is it one room? Is it an entire continent? Is it, decide where your film will be set. So for example, some films will take us from hot weather. Maybe someone traveled from Nigeria to the UK, right? It is your choice how you want to tell that film. You can do that now. Remember, like I said, all odds are off with AI. All odds are off. Initially, we could not create zombie films because we are like, it is expensive, the budget is much, the effects and so on. But guess what? With AI right now, you can actually create zombie films, right? Initially, we'll be like, we cannot create like a flooding film in Africa or earthquake film. But now with AI, the odds are off. You can actually do that now with AI. You can actually build an earthquake film for Africa. You can actually build a flooding film for Africa. You can actually build a, whatever you can think about now, you can actually do it. Zombie film. Yes, I actually want to see more sci-fi films, right? For example, if you're setting your film in like futuristic times, I want to see more of that. I want to see us build underwater films, right? That, maybe life underwater and so on. Here in Africa now, and most of us now will look at it. How much is the camera where is the underwater camera that you take and go and shoot underwater? But right now, with AI, you can actually do an underwater film. So I want to see us explore most of this. This is why I keep pushing you to think big. Yeah. Think about your film. What's the biggest idea for your film? What's the biggest idea? So I want you guys to come up with that. Think about it. Where do you want to set your film? And of course, you need to understand the mood of your film, the texture of your film, and the feel of the world around you. So for example, if you're building like all these musicals, right? You see that they are usually very colorful, right? If you're building like all these musicals and high school films, they're usually very colorful. Yeah, but if you're building like probably a documentary film, it always has this epic feel for your film. Abi, if you're building You need to understand the mood, the texture. And if you understand it, it is easy for you to build that. Like I said, remember the beginning of our class, the editor is the only one who is not replaceable. So it is left for you now to understand what you want to build, how your film will look, because there is something we call color grading as an editor. When editors have finished, you as the producer or director, you are finished shooting your film as the DOP. Your own is to carry raw footage and give the editor. Abi, when you give the editor, when the editor has finished cutting your films together, there is something they call color grade. That is to put the same look, the same mood, the same texture across all your film. At the same time, all the clips that he has cut together, he will not color grade it. So for you now as an AI filmmaker, before you even begin to create your images, right? Before you even begin to create your images, know the style of film you want to create. Is it going to be a colorful film? Is it going to be like one of my films that I lost from that our old channel, one of the channels that got taken down by YouTube? I lost a film that I created. I created a film called Emotan, right? It was set in 15th century Benin Kingdom. And Benin Kingdom, anyone that knows Benin, right? It is majorly around all these our moats. You know, all these our moats, like the walls and all of that, right? We had that. So I created that. If you go to Benin Kingdom, the colors of the Benin Kingdom is what? Red and white. Like you will see all the statues, you will see all these things, and the red beads and the white, you know, those who understand. So you have to be culturally correct. You have to understand, okay, this is the color my film will have. Now, it used to be the work of the editor to decide what your film will look like before, right? At the end of the day. But now, you as the AI filmmaker, it is your duty to understand how will the final look of my film be. You must decide that even before you generate your first image. That is why we are talking about it now. The mood, the texture, and the feeling of the world around you. That is what will make your images come out looking real. Okay? So you guys, please click the like button. We have over 10 people on the live stream and we only have 4 people. Okay? But I hope you're getting value. If you're getting value, please tell me I'm getting value. Say, If you're lost, say I'm lost so that I can explain. If you miss any part, ask me questions. Okay? We have a few minutes to go and I'm conscious of the time. I'm trying to, run through it. Okay, now we're going into brainstorming with your AI. When you are stuck with your ideas and the rest, like I said, we're going to do it together. Okay, so this is a live demo. We're going to try the live demo. So we're going to pick a niche from the class. So you guys tell me the niche. What kind of story do you want to create? Let us go and create it together with our AI. Step 1 is that we're going to pick a story. We're going to ask the AI to pitch us maybe 5 stories, 3 stories or whatever. Let us pick a niche. Do we want to create a horror story? Do we want to create a love story? Do we want to create a documentary story? What kind of story do we want to create? You guys tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. Okay. Tell me in the chat. I'm trying to read a superhero story. You want us to create a superhero story? Amazing. Let's create a superhero story. So we're going to go and ask our AI now to pitch us 5 story ideas for a superhero story. Okay, so I see sci-fi, I see murder, I see horror. Beautiful. So we're going to evaluate the 5 ideas together and see which one works and which one will not work. So we're going to do that together. So let's go to my boyfriend, ChatGPT. I've told you guys. So this is where we built our previous one. So we're going to tell it now to pitch us. I don't want to do 5. Let's do 3. So let's tell it. Pitch me 3 ideas, 3 story ideas. Remember we did this in the other class for our stories, right? So pitch me 3 ideas for, I think the first story I saw was a murder series. Okay, it was a murder series, a superhero story. Okay, that's the first one I saw. So you guys, we can all go back to our groups and try these other ones that we have here, right? Okay, so let's do this here. Pitch me 3 story ideas for a superhero, an African superhero, an African superhero film. All right, so let's try this. So I did not put too much. I didn't tell it, okay, this is where I want to go, or this is where I don't want to go. So let's see. You guys can see my screen now. The Last Griot, right? Superhero fantasy drama. The log line is, when a young Lagos radio presenter, the hook, no, I'm not use our scope. Let's use our format, right? If you do this, you see that this has given us generic Once you do this, it gives you generic. Do you see the mistake that we made? Now let's do this. Let's use our format. Show me the beginning, middle, and end. So you see what happened there now. If you make that mistake and you just go pitch me, it will give you generic. It will give you what? Generic. Do you see it is garbage in, garbage out? So now that we have added our own format to it, show me the beginning, middle, and end. Look at this. Now we can see superhero. Number one pitch is superhero. The Rainmaker, superhero drama, and so on. Action. The premise: a young farmer in northern Nigeria discovers he can control rain after surviving a mysterious desert storm. Can you guys see that? The beginning: Tunde is a struggling farmer. For 5 years, drought has destroyed his village. Banks have seized lands. Young people are leaving. His father commits suicide after losing everything. One day, while searching for water in a forbidden valley, Tunde is caught in a supernatural storm. Lightning strikes him. When he wakes up, rain begins to follow him. At first, he believes it's a miracle. Soon, the entire villages come to him begging for help. He becomes known as the Rainmaker. I did not think about this before. This is so nice. Tunde uses his power to save farms, crops grow, people prosper, the government notices. A powerful billionaire who controls the nation's food supply sees him as a threat. Can you see now they've created an obstacle for him? Soon, droughts begin appearing wherever Tunde helps. Someone else is manipulating nature. A rival emerges, a woman known as the Dust Queen. Hey, look at her. She can create drought, sandstorms, and famine. Tunde discovers she was also chosen by the storm, but unlike him, she believes humanity deserves punishment for destroying the earth. The end is the Dust Queen creates a continent-wide drought, rivers dry up, cities descend into chaos. Tunde confronts her in the Sahara. During the largest storm Africa has ever seen, he learns the truth. The storm was not giving powers, it was choosing guardians, and one for destruction, one for renewal. Instead of killing her, Tunde sacrifices his powers to restore Africa's climate. Oh my goodness, you guys look at that. And the Dust Queen disappears. Years later, children tell stories about a man who brought the rain. That is story one. Oh my God, you guys can see this. Oh, this is so nice. The Shadow of Benin. That is superhero number two. Historical superhero fantasy. A museum thief accidentally awakens an ancient warrior spirit trapped inside a stolen Benin bronze. Oh my goodness, I think this will be nice. Oh my God, look at this. So you can actually do this, right? So I love all the stories, funny enough. I love all the stories. So imagine this now. Imagine now that we have picked one story from here. We have picked one story from here. Let me say I pick story 3. So this is the next phase, right? I pick story 3. Okay, let's go with story 1 because all of us read story 1 together. I did not read story 2 or 3. So let's pick story 1. I pick story 1. Show me my character Bible. That is what we call what we did before, right? In filmmaking, we call that our character Bible. So when we build our female lead, our male lead, and the sidekicks and the rest and the minor characters, we need to do what? Create a character Bible for them, right? So the character Bible will show us what each person desires and the rest. So I want to see their desires, the stakes, the obstacle. This is after you have picked a pitch, right? Or you came with your own story. You have done that. And the consequence. I'm putting in bracket on, not just because a lot of people will stop on consequence on them, but not just them, not just the characters, but everyone around them, but everyone else. So that is what will make your story tight. There must be someone else that the thing will affect. Okay, so this is it. So let us do it. So we send this into the AI now, picking story 1. So if you have picked your own story, maybe you came with your story, you did not ask it to pitch you, but it has polished your story for you. You can still do this. You just start from this step. Okay, once it polishes your story for you, start with this step. So look at this now. The Rainmaker, this is the story. Can one man save a people without becoming their God? The hero, Tunde, is 28 years old. His occupation is farmer, archetype. He's a reluctant savior. Fatal flaw, he believes he must carry everyone's burden. Core wound, his father's suicide. He believes he failed him. Every village he saves is secretly an attempt to save the father he couldn't save. What he wants, look at it. This is his desire. His desire is to bring rain, to save his village, to ensure nobody suffers the way his father suffered. Simple, personal, understandable. What he really needs to understand that he cannot control everything. Nature itself requires balance. Stakes. If he fails, his village dies. His mother's farm is destroyed. He becomes responsible for another famine. He loses faith in himself. Obstacle, external, the dust queen. She's the government interference. She is the food cartels. Okay, no. These are Tunde's obstacles. The things that can stop Tunde from achieving his desire. The dust queen can stop him. The government interference can stop him. Food cartels can stop him. Religious groups declaring him as a false prophet can stop him. The media can stop him. Climate disasters can stop him. His internal guilt can stop him. Guilt, messiah complex, fear of disappointing people, anger towards God can stop him. This is the consequence now. If he fails, right? His personal consequence, he becomes exactly like his father, a broken man crushed by hopelessness. Community, millions will starve, farmers lose everything, mass migration begins, violence spreads. You guys, can you see this? Now, this is another one. This is for the other character. I told you every character must have their own, their desire, their stakes. Do you understand? So look at it. The dust queen, her name is Zara. She's 32. Occupation, former environmental scientist. Archetype, the fallen idealist. Her core wound is years ago she warned leaders about climate collapse. Nobody listened. Entire communities died, including her own family. Now she believes humanity deserves what is coming. What she wants, not power, not money, not revenge. She wants humanity punished. She wants the earth restored, even if billions die. What she really needs to forgive humanity. Can you guys see this now? That is why I told you everybody is right. Everybody is right. It is you now as a storyteller that tells us now who is the actor, who is the boss. It is you that will tell us that one. We don't know. Your duty is to what? Create real life characters that are making decisions by themselves. Look at her want and her this thing now. To forgive humanity is what she's, because people have failed that before. This is the one that is the bozo. Can you see that? Her stakes for her now is humanity survives. If the humanity survives, she's going to be, if she fails, humanity will survive. If she fails, the same cycle continues. If she fails, forests will disappear. If she fails, rivers will die. If she fails, the planet will suffer. Her obstacle, Tunde, her remaining compassion. Children who still believe in hope. The consequences if she wins, she becomes the monster she hates. There will be mass famine, economic collapse, wars over water, millions dead. Now, this is another character. Can you guys see? You will do it for every character. You must do this for every character. That is it, right? So now that you have this, because remember, I'm teaching you how to use your AI to write. Right? The moment you have this, you will tell your AI to what? Lock this in. I want to now write my story. That is where you go into plotting and the rest. I think we'll do that in the next class. Right? So I hope somebody has gotten value from today's class. Okay? So that is the demo we were supposed to do today. Okay? So we have done what? We have laid the foundation of our filmmaking so far. We have laid the foundation of our filmmaking class and everything that we will do so far. So, hook, chaos, conflict, twist. Contrast and conflict as craft tools. Character development, the wants, the need, the fear, fully explored, everything. The setting and the rest. We'll build on this going forward. Definitely, you'll be seeing more of this. So, like I have said, most of what you are seeing now, it will keep occurring so that when we mention it, you will not say, I don't know what she's saying or what is she saying. Once we start to go deeper into these things, your duty is to what? To understand it, to know that, okay, now this is what they mean when they are saying this. We'll go in depth into the hook, chaos, conflict, twist. We'll go into contrast and conflict. We'll go into character development. We'll go into settings, costumes, and so on. We need to talk about them. These are the things that we need to talk about. Please, if you've not clicked the like button, kindly click the like button. Kindly click the like button. We have 17 people on the call and we don't have up to 17 likes. Please click the like button. Okay, so look at this now. This is your assignment. Okay, this is your assignment. I'm going to post it to the group and I'll send the slides over. I think we're done with these slides. By Monday, we'll start again. So you have a full assignment to do throughout the weekend. Okay, so now I am going into the chats. I want to see if there are questions for me. If you have questions, please ask your questions. Okay, you're going to be doing your diary as usual. You'll be doing your diary session as usual. So if you know that you missed the last diary session, okay, go and do your diary now that you understand, the question that was asked before. Okay, so you're going to be doing this. This is your task. You're going to dream up a world. You're going to come up with a story, one sentence. You're going to tell us where it takes place. What is the era? You're going to tell us the location, okay, when it takes place, where it takes place, and what does the world feel like. You understand? We need to know those sensational, what do they call it? What is the feel of your world? And then the visual style, right? Are you creating a hyper-realistic style? That means real life characters with real life actors. Are you creating animated film, like maybe, all these 3D animations, cartoons, and the rest? 2D, 3D, documentary, cinematic. It is up to you. You will tell us, right? Don't worry. I'm going to send that format to the group. Okay? If you have questions, please ask your question. Please ask your questions. If you have questions, please ask your question. We have come to the end of this slide. Okay, I'm going to be sending this slide across. We have come to the end of this slide. Please ask your questions. I'm going through the chats now. If I see any questions, I'm going to answer it. So this is your time to ask your questions now. Okay. You know about the superheroes, seen some YouTube superhero movies, but how do we make it relatable, like in our own Niger? Definitely, it is left for you. That is why we are doing this, so that you're not just creating random stuff. Because when you create random, people will know, right? You should be able to come up with your own story. Build it with context. Don't just, slap something on and throw it out there. For example, look at the Thor of Hollywood. Thor of Hollywood is like Amadioha or Shango of Africa, of Nigeria, right? The god of thunder, the god of fire, right? So Thor has been deified. They have come up with like lots of stories around Thor. Odin is the god of is the one that is the father of all gods, right? I think we have that in Africa, African religious, you can find out, right? So that you don't just create stories in abstract. And you don't have to promote it in the sense of, maybe something that you don't believe in, but you can come up, like I have shown you how to build a story from scratch. Build your characters. Choose who will be the female lead, who will be the male lead. Maybe Thor came to this, or Shango decided that he was going to come and marry a woman. Or maybe Shango was going on Thor. He came as a regular human being and he somehow saw a woman that is very fair and he's wondering, where did this woman come from? And he wants to marry her. And they say, no, she belongs to so and so man. And the man is a farmer. And she'll be like, he will now start asking, who is that man? Who is that man compared to me? Do you understand? Like, it is you now, how you will defend your story. I have shown you how to do that. If you can come up, think about it, instead of thinking about it in your own probably religious or sentimental style, think about it in the sense of, I am creating a character. Whether you name it Shango or any other thing, it is left to you. Just imagine it as, I am creating a character. This is what this character is called. This is how this character will behave. This is the potential of this character. That is why we have built this today. Okay, I hope I answered your question. I'm going through the chats. I'm looking for questions. Okay, I'm looking for questions. If I see your question, I'll answer them. Okay, I'm the one that wants a superhero movie. Okay, go ahead. A vampire story. See, all these things, I'm seeing them here. Superhero, sci-fi, murder mystery, horror, vampire story. You guys, let us see it in your films. When I asked you guys to come up with ideas, your biggest ideas, none of you brought up vampire film. None of you brought up sci-fi. Can you see now? That's why I told you guys at the beginning that most of your stories will change. So you have to be ready to change and adapt. Okay? There is no limitation right now except the one you put on your own mind. Okay? All right. So I'm seeing people saying I'm getting value. What I will create, let me master this AI first. Okay? Okay. So why do you take down YouTube channel? No. It wasn't me. I didn't take down the YouTube channel. YouTube did that. Okay. I lost Emotan as part of the film that we put up there. Emotan was created for International Women's Day. For around March 8th to celebrate women, right? And I decided to create a film for Emotan. It's actually a painful experience. I had about 5 different films. Quickie was there, Emotan was there, Adenike was there. I had another one. There was another one for something around culture or something, and then there were just a couple of films that were taken down by YouTube. Okay, so we're moving on. So I'm looking at the chat. Animations are interesting. I even have many that I want to create. Amazing. For Aquaman, we have Yemoja, yes, and Oshun, beautiful. So you guys, it is just think about them instead of trying to attach any sentiments to it. Yeah, what I will advise you is just think about them. What is their power? Just like creating a superhero, think about their power and create your own characters that have those powers. And think about it as I'm just creating a character. It doesn't have to be. Trust me, there are some films, you watch some of these films and people will start correcting the filmmaker. The filmmaker has the right to tell their story how they want to tell their story. It doesn't have to be completely historically right. Right, except you choose that, I want to create a historic film, right? But if you're not creating a historic film, you say you want to create an action film, you want to create except you're creating documentary, that's when it must be like historically correct, right? But if you're creating like maybe sci-fi or whatever, it is left for you to come up with how you want to depict your story. Pick the powers of those characters and go ahead and create your characters. You can choose to make Shango, a boy in a village that has the power of Shango, and it must not be the Shango that this thing. You might just like there might be a foretelling that says Shango is coming back, and then somehow people will be like, he's coming back. They won't know that it's just a boy within the village that has that power to control fire, to control thunder, so you can think up stories. You guys, I want you guys to think. Yeah. Okay, so yes, Amadio, that poor shrine don't suffer for Nollywood. Loki is the deceiver. He is Thor's brother, Nigerian equivalent of Eshu. But my love, okay, and benevolent simultaneously. Yes, he's basically cunning. He's the cunning one. For Doctor Strange, we have Eshu and Orunmila. Beautiful. For Hulk, we have you guys can see this. You already have these informations in your hands. So what will you do with it? Information alone and knowledge is not power. It is the application of knowledge that becomes power. Okay, before I ask, I just want to say a big thank you to you too for the classes. Your question is how to set up our AI, just like you told us in the beginning of the class, because I came a bit late. Yeah, I'm not repeating it, and I'm taking down the video. Don't come late next time. I brought vampire and zombie for my ideas. So all right, so go and create your vampire, and I want to see your next story as vampire and what zombie. Make sure you are creating that. Today's classes are crystal clear. It's superb. Night Out with Lucifer, horror fantasy. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this already. I've seen that movie but didn't watch it. Can we also use AI like DeepSeek? Yes, you can. I don't teach tools. You can choose any tool you want to use. There are lots of tools out there. Use any one that you feel like you can use to write. I just use these ones for my demo, so you can use any one that you feel comfortable using, that you're already used to using. Use it. Okay? Can't check my question. Okay, what's your question? You said DeepSeek. I've answered that. Is there any other question I've not answered? Nigeria should let me learn this AI first. After that, now go say something is happening. Okay, so are we getting it? Okay, so I think I've read all the questions. Any other question here that I've not read? Is there any other question that I've not read here? I think I've read all the questions. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. These are Gen Z go change Nollywood future. I don't talk my own. I've been now. Nollywood, I'm coming. All right, so you guys, thank you so much for being part of today's class. You people should wait to let me learn finish. Nigeria will become a country that is based in air rather than on land in my film. Check. I love it. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching and for being part of today's class. Yes, like I said, a couple of people abused our kindness because we left the class available, and some people chose not to show up today. So we are going to have to enforce the rule that we already created at the beginning of this classes, right? So yes, after now, I'm taking it down. Have fun, everybody. Your assignment will be dropping on the group. I'll be sharing the slides to the organizers as well. So please do your assignments, write your diaries, and please engage. Work with your mentors to get the best out of this program. All right. Have a blessed rest of your day.